different views a lot for a young lady, no thunder. See my mama whisper her this. The real reason I was geek to go to church was confess. When y'all grown-ups would be in Bible study, that girl helping me with my homework, her and I were fucking so pure and perverted, so spirit spinning and dirty, so on, so on and so on. We hope that no one heard us. And to this day, I think her mama knew, but let us explore. Miss Donda, you see my father, please ask him why.
All right, let me carry on with the conversation I was having with the lady from before. There she is. Okay, yes, ma'am, you're back. Okay, so
yeah, I'm listening.
The thing that happens, okay, and we already know this from a lot of studies that we looked at, but when we experience things, distractions take away from the focus that we can have in that moment. Now, of course, if you have a healthy balance where you snap a quick pic and then get back to conversation, there's nothing wrong with that. But what we're seeing now is that people are recording entire experiences, and when you record something through a phone, what ends up happening is that it focuses your eyes and your mind only on this. It's why texting and driving is extremely dangerous, right? Because a cell phone has a way of completely taking your focus away from your peripherals and taking that. When you're talking about experiencing things in the moment, things are happening all around you, right? There could be people doing things over there. When you're watching a show on stage, the backup dancers over there, or all that. You're missing out on the actual experience of taking in the whole landscape, right? To actually notice the birds up there and all that. So when people are doing all this recording, all these things, they're taking themselves out of those moments. Now, of course, some people want to be able to record it because you don't want to have the fear of missing out or you don't want to forget things. And I get it. Me personally, as someone who runs events, for example, I see the difference. I see the difference between crowds who pay attention, who are watching, and crowds who are on their cell phone the whole time and trying to film things or take pictures. Even in the middle of a comedy show, how about I tell you this? Okay, I see this at comedy shows. If I'm in the middle of a joke and I'm telling a story, if you go to look at your phone from 1 second, it could ruin the entire bit.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about taking a photo. I'm just even looking at it. Why? Because you're losing focus takes you out of the story. You're missing key elements that become funny later on. And so my experience that I've had with people who feel the need to record or take pictures all the time is that maybe they're just unaware, but in terms of being truly present, it's very difficult to have that whilst also playing with your phone all the time, whether it be texting or taking photos. That's true. And the last thing I'll say is, and this comes from more of an artistic standpoint, but let's say even when you're doing things, you know, or you're being productive or whatever it might be, just taking time to go look at your cell phone can build whatever kind of flow that you have in that moment. This is kind of more of an abstract idea. I don't know if you have this in your workspace or even like in your artistic endeavors, but I know for me, if I'm out dancing, for example, and I'm, you know, going all night and I've been going for 2-3 hours, last thing I want to do is stop to have to take pictures, because if I've built up that energy and that rhythm, I don't want to lose that. And that same token, whether it be with workouts, whether it be with comedy sets, like the last thing you want to do when you've built a rhythm while doing things is have somebody come and break up that whole thing. It's why comedians sometimes get so annoyed and upset when they're building up a bit and someone interjects with like, hey, I got something to say. It kind of fucks up whatever. Same thing can be said for conversations, right? If you and I were having a conversation and all of a sudden we stop whatever we're talking about to take that picture, for example, and then you were like, oh, what were we just talking about? It's like, I don't remember. In order to create a memory, we ended up creating one that we forget right there in that moment. So I agree with you that I think taking a picture here and there, taking a picture while your kid while they're sleeping, very reasonable. But the world that we live in today is not that.
Yeah. So I think maybe then more conversation needs to just be had around, cell phone usage and all that jazz, because I feel like no conversation was had. Cell phones just arrived and took over. Sure. And like I say, I totally agree with you, because it kills the momentum, it kills the moments, it kills, you know, my sisters will, in the middle of, we're walking through a beautiful place or whatever, and we're having a conversation about whatever, and they'll be like, you have to take a photo here. This is, and now, like you say, you've forgotten what the moral of your oral was, or all of that. So I get it, but I think more conversations need to be had about maybe limiting rather than not at all, because yeah, it's awesome looking back at the memories, the photos, seeing, like, if there's kids, my sisters all have kids, so seeing the growth and all that jazz, I think it's something special.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not mad at that. I think they have a place, and I think they can be really useful. I just think we have zero discipline when it comes to it. I mean, maybe you've even been on dates or been with your partner, and they've pulled out phones at a time where you're trying to talk to them or be intimate with them or cuddle with them. How does that feel?
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, where you're trying to connect with the other person and they're disconnecting for a second or two, it breaks things
Yeah.
up, you know? So it's just that mindfulness that I don't think people take into consideration when it comes to their interactions with their friends or even being out in public and enjoying something. Like, you know, yeah, sure, you forget things from time to time, but in those moments where I'm present, I'm like, damn, I'm glad I'm here right now. I get to just take in the air and just be present, not focus about trying to remember it in the future or anything like that. Let me just be present. And if I forget it, I forget it. It is what it is. I'm going to just have to hold that. Some things for me personally, this is just my thing. I'm okay with forgetting things. I know. I know. I'm okay with forgetting things. I am.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely.
You enjoyed it to the max when you were having it.
Exactly.
I get you.
You know, I got some memories that I'm never going to forget that are tangible, but I'm okay with forgetting things. You know, I'm okay with things being temporary. Let me be present for real and be right here. And I think there's a difference. And you feel that even with people, when you're standing across from somebody and they're talking to you and they're intently focused on you, they're not distracted with a bunch of other things, you feel that difference, right? Let's just be here.
No, definitely.
Right? So I think what I was trying to get at, but I'm going to 100% admit that I probably didn't do the best job in the video. So I understand your criticism.
Cool.
Cool.
Have a great day.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. You know, that's it's very difficult to manage. It's very difficult to manage, and I can't sound like I got it perfectly down. Like sometimes, you know, one thing I did that's pretty good for me is I don't have any data on my phone. So like if I'm checking things out and I'm out in public, like I don't have access unless there's public Wi-Fi. So it kind of helps me to keep a bit of balance. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
What's up? I never thought you picked me, so I was like, not ready.
Man, well, I picked you. So what is your question or disagreement?
Okay. One is that I've taken very seriously that whole thing about what do you bring to the table question.
Okay.
Like of our relationship. And I've like even like tried to make a list because I never thought of it that way. Without, I mean, a little bit of context, I've never been in a serious relationship, but I think it might be a good idea. So I've been thinking about what I can.
What might be a good idea to get in a serious relationship?
Yes.
I've never heard someone say that before. I think it'd be a good idea to get in a serious relationship. That's a funny phrase. Okay, so I don't want. What's your question or like disagreement?
My question related to it is: Am I selecting the right things, and how do I communicate these things? Like I've been on the list, and I'm like, well, I'm not a very good cook, but I'm open to trying new things.
Okay. All right. So you know what? Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some. All right, hold on. Okay, so I want you to read it. Read the list for me.
Read the list. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Emotional maturity. I like humor. I like good laugh. I don't know. Don't get offended by memes and shit. I bring.
Sorry. What was that?
Peace.
Peace. You bring peace.
I like peace. I like peaceful places. I like peaceful plans. In my religion. I have values of service. Like my family raised me with this idea that you always have to find a way to serve your community in one way or another.
Mhm.
So like I don't even know. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't need, I don't need to be spoiled with material things. I find value in small things.
Mm.
I love dialogue. I love debating about stuff. Um, and hearing different points of view. Like I'm always watching like political debates and stuff like that on YouTube. Um, like I dig that stuff as opposed to like no, I stand here. I'm pro Trump.
Yeah, you're an open-minded person who likes debate.
I mean, as much as possible, but yeah. And I am trustworthy and loyal, I think.
Mhm.
To it's funny because I've never been with somebody seriously, but I'm like, but I'll be loyal.
But
to
you know when you be in that relationship, you're not gonna cheat on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you're not a cheater. Okay, keep going.
No, and that's it.
That's it. Okay, I mean that's a pretty long list. Have you done any dating?
uh, Trying to get back to it. I mean, it's harder right now that I've left college, and I work from home and I don't see a lot of people around. I get very scared. So maybe I have to start with that. I'm working on it. I hate online dating. I just don't want to do that. I'd rather
So how old are you? You're what, like 23?
24.
24. Okay. And so no relationships. You did a bit of dating in college.
Mhm.
How'd that go?
I learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. Learned to not sort of like take it to heart when things don't work out. Just like take the good stuff, work on the bad stuff from that, so it doesn't generate any trauma and no bad, like no like dirty pain that you bring around everywhere. Because my friends would be like, "Oh my God, stop talking about him. You're so much better." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, maybe I'm better than this.
Okay. All right. Listen. I think you just need to just take one step forward. I don't think you should stress the list too much.
Okay.
Probably should learn how to cook, not because you want a man, but because you need to learn how to survive. All right. Right.
Maybe.
You should learn how to cook for yourself. All right. This is a life skill you should know. But yes, my advice to you is to just get back out there, start dating again, and see where that takes you. Okay. But don't stress it too much and don't overthink it.
Gotcha.
Cool?
Won't stress. Thank you.
Best luck to you. Cheers.
Bye.
All right. So, what is your question or disagreement, sir?
Well, when I was in my, let's say, voyage temporel.
Okay, all right. So let's say you may have eaten things that grow out of the ground.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's say.
All right.
Well, I made many realizations, and one of them was a disagreement, a little bit what you just had, the conversation with the girl about the pictures and stuff like that.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, so I was beside a tree that I could hold in my hand like this. So I was just balancing myself, scratching the tree a little bit, and
Hold up, a tree like a big ass outdoor tree?
Yeah, I was in the park.
Okay, all right. You're at the park. You were at a tree. All right. You ate some things that grow out of the ground. You were going through it, and you disagree with my photo stance. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was balancing myself against the tree, scratching the tree with my hand, and at some point, like, there was a hole, and I was touching the core of the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, and with my nail, I just started scratching the tree, and I was just flying, let's say. And after a point, I was like, I'd look at the tree, and I see the tree as history. And like the scratches, the whatever, are like people who made their mark on history. And my little mark that I did with my nail is my mark, and nobody would take that away from me. And that's when I thought about the pictures and everything.
Okay.
That maybe those people take those kind of pictures and everything to leave, let's say, their mark.
You mean like when they destroy nature?
No, not. I'm not agreeing with destroying nature.
Okay.
Like, like you said with the lady, in moderation, of course, and also take in consideration what's like at risk around you.
Mm-hmm.
But taking pictures in general, let's say videos or whatever, would be like to leave, let's say, their mark in history or whatever. That's let's say their story.
I mean, hey, if people feel like, you know, the pictures that they took and they put in their phone storage is history, okay, you know, I don't know. I've never taken dick pics and thought they were history. I just.
It depends if you take the picture for yourself or to send it to somebody else. That too. So
like
it
I mean,
comes back to moderation.
but when you say history, what do you mean? Like what? It's just like leaving your mark?
Yeah, just like.
But what are you leaving behind? Are you just like being like, this is me in 1,000 angles? Look, guys, I was a narcissist. You know what I mean? Like, what are we really doing? Is that really like history?
I'm not talking about those kind of pictures. Like I said, with moderation. Let's say you're visiting a place for the first time, and you know that you're not gonna go back to that place.
Okay.
So you take a picture of that place.
Why do you need to make history?
I guess that's just a need that we have. That's why we procreate. To leave our mark, to leave.
Well, I mean, I think there's a giant difference between creating a legacy via a child and then taking selfies or whatever. But okay,
yeah, there's a giant difference.
Okay, but I don't go through every day of my life thinking I got to make history. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm at a music event, I'm not thinking I'm gonna make history while I'm here. When I'm there, it's like I'm here to hear some amazing music.
Yeah, when you're feeling the moment.
Right. So why is it that I'm like when I'm there, I'm just watching this thing and I'm enjoying this music? Why do I have to make history? Like I'm not thinking about that. So why is it?
I don't know. I don't have the answer, Sway.
All right. So maybe it isn't your moment to make history. Isn't that potentially possible? Maybe that moment is for the artist who's on stage who's doing something that's exemplary, for them to make their history, and you're just there to witness. We can't always all be making history at the same time. It's okay for us to be at different places. Some of us are observing history at certain points, and some of us are making our own history at different points. But I don't think you can always make history, because if you're just constantly trying to leave your mark everywhere you go, then I think at that point you're a little self-absorbed, no? Can you imagine if at every event you went to, you were just leaving scratches on tables and chairs to leave history? Like, it becomes a little bit much, no?
No, like, it's just a metaphor. Like, somebody with a knife or with the axe could have left, let's say, history better than I did with my nail.
I would hope that you're not hacking a tree just to leave a mark. I would hope that you didn't just cut into a tree so you'd be like, I need everybody know that I need to know I was here. You know what I'm saying? If that's the reason why you cut into a tree, I'm sorry, but you might need to revisit that a little bit, you know?
It's just a metaphor. Like, some people have the ability to mark history better than others.
If you're just trying to make history to make history, I think there's a problem there. But, you know, anyways, I feel like we've been talking about trees and leaving marks for a little bit too long, but I appreciate you coming on. This was definitely a different question.
All right. Take care, my man.
Peace. Oh, yeah. I ain't never grabbed an axe and went to the tree and be like, bitch, y'all can remember I was here. This mark right here, my grandfather left it. All right? Because this is America. And a country boy is good enough for me.
What
Hello,
up?
sir.
Hello. Right. How's it going?
Where are you from?
England. London.
England. Wonderful. So, good day to you, sir. What is your question or
good
topic?
Day to you. Well, I wanted to talk about the two things you got recently. I wanted to obviously skirt around talking about keywords because of the algorithm, and I don't want to ruin that for you. So with the whole V and the jab and all that kind of thing, what if the government turned around to you and said, you have to have a booster shot every 6 months. If you do not, the health passports will be void. And the question is, where do you draw the line of accepting what they put inside you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, the whole booster shot discussion is pretty much guaranteed to happen. And I'm pretty sure they're going to mandate it. So then that's for every individual to make that assessment for themselves. If me personally, am I excited about the idea of doing booster shots? Not really. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I think
Yeah, I know. It's a
I'll
hard
be honest
one.
with you, I've already. I don't even think there's any point to a lot of this anymore. I'm already giving up. So you're
Yeah.
asking a person who's pretty much given up what they think about like stopping the virus and all this other stuff. I'm like, it's here, you know. So yeah, you're asking the wrong person. Honestly, when I hear about this booster business, I'm like, bitch, I'm not taking another shot in 6 months, really. So some people already taking boosters.
Yeah, I know. I like if somebody wants to do it, it's up to them. Like I used to be a preachy vegan. I learned not to do that anymore. People are free to do what they please, and they're well in their rights to be able to decide. But it's kind of a dangerous territory where we're relying on certain companies that obviously make money off our ill health.
I don't know, man.
And it's the perpetual of like you're contracting with these companies to say that, oh, I need this to be healthy, or I need this to then go to the grocery store.
Me, it's the thing, like, I'm in a particular position. I have to travel. I have to work. So
yeah.
If they mandate it for travel work, it's basically me taking out, like, you know, a lot of money out of my own pocket. So I have to make those choices and weigh, you know, the potential side effects versus the pros and cons. On a principle standpoint, I hate it. But it's not a principle I hold so strongly. So I don't know. I'm in a weird position. With this. I'd prefer not to, but yeah, I don't know. That's the truth. So that's my answer.
Fair enough. Thanks very much. Loving your stuff. Also, your Dungeons and Dragons videos. Where do they go?
You're never going to find out. I was going to leave my mark. I was going to be like, hey, grandkids, see that video up there? That's me playing Dungeons and Dragons. I've been playing this for years. One of my favorite things to play. Now, let me tell you that if you ever get an opportunity to play some Dungeons and Dragons, I recommend it so you can leave your mark on history as you record it for YouTube. Y'all ever seen that video? It's called Country Boy. It's got one of the best speeches. I don't remember who sings it. Y'all never seen Country Boy? It's a Southern song. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. At the end, there's like the most like Southern speech I ever heard, where the guy goes, "Listen, I love my guns, I love my country, and I love God, and I love my family. And anyone who's trying to change that got to come through me, because this here is America, and a country boy is good enough for me." And that should be all of our attitudes. All right? That should be all of our attitudes, because this is America, and a country boy is good enough for me. It's one of my favorite clips. Let me see if I can find it. Country Boy. And it's got bagpipes. It's actually a good song. I'm not even going front. But here we go. Oh, so it's Aaron Lewis, okay? I'm gonna get it played for you guys. Some heat, bro. All right, y'all ready?
I love my country. I love my guns. I love my family. I love the way it is now. And anybody that tries to change it has to come through me. That should be all of our attitude. This is America, and the country boy is good enough for me, son.
I love that speech. It's one of my favorite speeches. I mean, listen, there is no time that I hate black people more than when I play this song, okay? Just the last bit. The first bit is beautiful. Country music, love it. Then I get the last bit, and I'm like, listen, I love my guns. I love white people. And I love my no health care, all right? Because this is America, and that should be all of our attitudes, because a country boy is good enough for me, all right? That's it. What we need progress for. Let's stick with how things were, all right? The Second Amendment, let me tell you something. We don't need any more amendments, all right? Take your Arab bullshit and go back to Sharia law. One of my favorite segments. Hey, let me tell you something, all right? I love my dirt bike, love my mustache, and I love my truck. And anybody who wants to drive a Tesla got to come through me, because this is America, and we love gas. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. I love my guns. I love my women with no asses. And I love line dancing. And anybody try to change that, try that little jiggle wiggle, got to come through me, okay? Because this is America, and a country boy is good enough for me, okay? Got a fucking mustache on my face. Try to say I'm not a man. Fuck you mean. All right? Because this is America, and a mustache is good enough for me. Okay? Come on, Jason. Go on and get the flat tire. I can't even do the accent that well, but I'm a big fan. Okay? I'm a big fan. Listen, I'm a big fan. Okay? Let me tell you something. All right? I love my guns. I love my women with no asses. And I love my steak in the morning, okay? And anybody trying to give me a salad got to come through me, because this is America, and a country boy is good enough for me, okay? So wait, come on down, Jason. We got ourselves a city slicker here. Yeah. Go on, get my shotgun. About to get this porch monkey off my. Okay, hold on. Okay, listen. Let me try this again. I actually enjoy this accent. This is one of my favorite ones to do. When I do this, I just feel like my bank account just got thicker, and I own some land in some place that I've never been to. Now, let me tell you something, okay? Sweet! Okay? Let me tell you something. All right? You listening? Okay. I love my guns. I love these babies. And I love Texas. And anybody trying to get an abortion got to come through me, because this is America. And a country boy is good enough for me. So what? All right. Now let me tell you something. I'm a principled man of God. If I find out you have an abortion, I'm reporting your ass. And I'm getting that $10,000. Fuck you. Give birth to that baby. And once it's born, I don't give a shit about that baby. You don't deserve no welfare. I don't care if you're a single mom. Better have that baby, because this is America. And a country boy is good enough for me. All right, I'm going to stop. All right, I'm going to stop right there. I don't know what it is about that accent. I get excited when I do it. I'm not even trying to do it well. Yeah.
Hi, Abba.
Hey, yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Okay, I'm fine. I have a quick question because I know this is for your.
Hold up.
Was good enough for me, son.
Sorry, I had to finish pledging allegiance to the flag. Go on, ma'am.
Okay, it's a quick question. Okay, so what do you think the demographic of like the people in your YouTube channel, like, are they like how the age range and like what are they? Do you know?
Well, you know what, guys? Why don't we play a little game?
Oh my God!
Why don't we play a little game? Okay. So we got 3 categories. All right. First answer for age range. We got 16 to 24. Then we got 25 to 34. And then we got 35 to 45. So that's 1, 16 to 24, 2, 25 to 34, 3, 35 to 45. Now put a number in the chat for which one you think. You think it's 1, the young folks, 2, the middle folks, 3, the older folks. Which one y'all think it is? Let's find out. Let's get those answers in the chat. All right. And here we go with the answer. The answer is...
It says 1.
The answer is... Hold up. Let's get some minutes. What is number 2, 25 to 34? And that is correct, sir.
Okay, so Abba, okay, I figured that was the answer, right? So why do you keep on advertising Viagra and Cialis? Like, can you not get it up, or is it trying to say like the people in your YouTube channel cannot get it up?
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 23. I could get it up. It's okay.
You can get it up?
Not me, but you know, I'm good. Like,
you can get it up, girl. Whoa, you just tell me you got a dick? What happened right there? Whoa. Let me tell you, I love my women and I like them female. And anybody who's trying to be trans got to come through me, because this is America. And you penis having women ain't good enough for me. What happened there? What you talking about? You can get it up. You don't need Viagra. Woman, it was never for you.
No, but it's not even for your audience either, because he said it's from 18 to 35. By the age of 30, like, y'all, you know, you guys are good. So why are you advertising Viagra?
All right. I'm going to just assume you're a female and you were born a female and you don't have a penis nor ever had a penis. Okay. So I'm going to just say this. So you've had sex, I imagine, right? And you're not like, okay. And normally when you have sex with your partner, you guys go around, you guys have sex, maybe you guys go a second round, everyone calls it a day, they go their separate ways, correct?
Yeah.
But what if you want to go 10 rounds?
You go 10 rounds, Abba?
I'm saying, what if you want to go 10 rounds?
Why would you want to go 10 rounds?
Some people want to do a marathon. Some people on a special occasion want to be like, girl, I'm about to put it on you.
So you think people from 18 to 30 want to go 10 rounds?
They certainly do if they have Viagra.
Abba, you're reaching. That's a reach.
What's a reach? Do you know how Viagra works? Do you know how these pills work?
I mean, I never needed it. Not me. I don't need it. But like,
so how long do you think they last?
I mean, I've never had that problem.
But how do you think it works? Okay, describe to me how you think it works. Since you came on here and you want to question why, tell me how the drug works. Since you used to have a penis.
Stop. Okay, so when I used to watch Fox News, right, that's all they used to like advertise, Viagra, right? So I thought it was for white people that's older, like 50s, and they couldn't get it up. So now when I see on your channels, like, damn, is this very common? Like, is everybody trying to go 10 rounds? Like, do we even have the time to go 10 rounds? That doesn't make any sense.
Some people, if you book a day off, you can definitely go 10 rounds. You can definitely go 4 or 5 rounds. Some dudes can only do 1 round and they're done. Maybe I want to give you 5, 6 rounds. I pop
How
a
much
pill.
rounds can you go?
On a pill?
No.
But that's why you asked me, why is it being sold to younger folks? And I just answered.
Do you use it? Did they give you a sample? Like, yo, Abba, like, try it out.
Listen, I'm not talking about my sex life. I'm trying to tell you that why somebody might use it for a weekend. You pop the pill and you go and you keep going like the Energizer Bunny.
Do you think 18-year-olds go like want that? Like, you know,
I don't know what 18-year-olds want, but they're grown enough to make that decision for themselves. I don't really care.
I'm not saying it's a problem. It's more of the age range. Like, 18-year-olds, we could go 10 rounds. Like, 20-year-olds, we could go 10 rounds. 30-year-olds, we could go 10 rounds.
No, there's no 30-year-olds going 10 rounds.
Really?
There's no 30-year-olds going 10 rounds. Listen, by the time you hit 30 and you had no sex, you don't even care enough to go 10 rounds. But let's say there's a special occasion, you just want to pop it in.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Listen, it's the same reason why people do drugs. It's like sometimes you want a heightened experience. That's it. If you've never had because you've never had it, so you wouldn't know. Viagra dick is not like regular dick. it's extra hard nonstop.
Oh
You ever
wow,
had a dick go floppy on you?
never had that problem.
How many people you even been with?
I don't want to expose myself, but
Listen, you couldn't have been with that many. You couldn't have been with that. I know that. If you told me you've never seen a dick go soft on you, then I know you haven't done much work on you.
I mean, like I don't know. Okay.
Exactly. So, like I said, get out there because you're gonna encounter a dick that's gonna go inside you and it's gonna go soft inside you. That happens from time to time.
So are you trying to say I should be sexually promiscuous?
If you want to learn about why people need Viagra, sure. Okay. So I wish you the best of luck. All right. I hope you and your newfound penis definitely work it out. And good luck to you, man. This girl came on here talking about, so I don't need Viagra. What kind of woman would need Viagra? Y'all heard that shit? I was confused when she said that. Let me put some Andre 3000. Kind of bless this live for some to cleanse the palate from that disgusting, disgusting conversation. What a heathen.
Y'all thought a nigga was hot, thought I was crazy. Mama, she cut no corners, got me back on track. I don't miss her overstepping, but do miss her showing seven civilian life shit.
Let's all just calm down.
The real reason I was geek to go to church was confession.
Let's all just calm down.
Grown-ups would be in Bible study. That girl helping me with my homework, her and I was fucking so pure and perverted, so
Good morning.
Good morning. Hold up. Just give me 2 seconds. So somebody asked Abba, can you get it up? It's not can I get it up or can't I. You have to understand getting it up is oftentimes circumstantial for certain people. So some people can get it up often, and then sometimes they have certain people where they just can't get it up with them. Or maybe sometimes their erectile dysfunction is due to fatigue, tiredness, diet, whatever it could be. You know, men's ability to get erections. There's some guys who can always get erections. Then there's some guys who, in certain circumstances, have some difficulties. And then there's other guys who they just can't. They just struggle with it from different situations. So oftentimes it's not a one size fits all. Almost every guy I know has had an instant where they couldn't get it up. By the time you hit like 35, it happens once in a blue moon. Maybe you're too tired. Maybe you weren't even into that girl. Maybe it was just pheromones. And just for some reason, some women don't get your dick hard like other women. But yeah, it's a thing. So just wanted to explain that to you guys. Erectile dysfunction is complicated. Now, yes, ma'am, what did you want to say?
Oh, honestly, I just pressed on the request to join, not expecting to get accepted, but here I am. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Do you have a disagreement or question?
I do not have a disagreement or a question. What's this live about today?
This girl done sat down here and put cream on her whole face, made us watch that whole thing in anticipation. All this to say she didn't have no question or disagreement. I mean, come on, bruh. Shout out to her, though. Skin look good, but she got to go. All right, I'm going to take a couple more and then wrap it up. Where are my Europeans, though? I've been seeing too many Americans in the building. This guy got to be full. She said, what is this live about? You could sit down in the audience like everybody else and listen in. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What country?
So, France.
Oh, la France, vous parlez français?
Bien sûr.
Donc, pour un moment, nous autres, on va juste communiquer en français, OK? Parce que pour le monde qui regarde, il parle que l'anglais. Donc, c'est ça.
Yeah, I can go English. I can even go Portuguese. So it doesn't matter.
Você pode falar em português?
Português do Brasil.
Do Brasil? Meu português é do Brasil aussi.
Yeah, my family is Brazilian, so.
Oh, all right. We got some Brazilians in the building. What part?
Belém do Pará.
Oh,
so
okay.
Northeast.
Northeast. All right. Okay. Cool, brother. So, what did you want to bring up?
It's a question. I've been thinking about the whole high value man thing.
Okay.
And where I like the high value part of that conversation I get, it's the man part. I find myself questioning, what is a man really? Like, is it just a masculine person? Like, what type of, I guess, attributes do you give to a man, and what makes a man, you know. For instance, my male figures, which are my grandpa and some of my uncles, they are just very big. Like they are fatter. Some of them are obese, so they are big. So um, from my childhood, always I always assimilated the men with being big or being muscular or something like that.
Yeah.
But you know, the more I grow up, like I'm 19 right now, so I realized they are big, but they are not really mature. So I'm thinking more about the mentality part of being a man, which I don't get. So what
Yeah,
makes
well,
a
you know, you have to imagine your parents and your grandparents grew up in a different world where the role of a man was different than it is today, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why they may appear bigger or larger, you know, than their female counterparts is because they had to take on a more protective role, right? Women looked to men for a long time for safety and comfort
Yeah.
because you needed them, right? If you didn't, you might get raped, you might get attacked, right? You needed your partner to solidify you, to take care of you, right? Men brought home the income, so they had that air of protection, right? Both physically, monetarily speaking, right?
Yeah.
Today, I think manhood and what it means to be a man can vary for some folks. It also changed a little bit based off what culture you're from. But I still think the tenets and the core of it is still very similar, right? That kind of protective nature, that that idea of providing, right? Before it used to be more so in terms of physical presence and security. Today, that providing can look a little bit different as roles are starting to change, but I still think it's still that element.
Yeah.
And you also have to understand there's being a man within the greater society and there's being a man within the confines of a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I say that not necessarily as like there has to be a binary, but traditionally people in relationships pick their roles. It doesn't mean that that role is the same as what it is in the greater society, but there's roles within that relationship. So I'm going to ask you a question. What are you asking me? Is it manhood within the greater society or manhood within your relationship?
Well, I don't have a relationship, but yeah, I guess it's more on a personal level because I don't really care like how society views me, I guess. Sometimes because you know, it might make me get into a job that I want or something like that. But aside from that, in more of a personal matter, like what is it that makes me or anyone for that matter, a man? Because right now I'm 19, so people would say I'm a young man, right? And my question is, how do you know you really went from a young man to a man, right?
Yeah. So for me, I think the transition was, my younger days. It was definitely more a matter of exploration and kind of doing things and taking risks. Now it's more so about foundation. It's more so about providing security for the people around me, making sure folks are taken care of. And so I think it comes down to responsibilities and, again, the role of protecting and providing. Yeah, and protection doesn't mean you put on a bunch of weight and you start punching anyone in your family. But you understand what I'm saying? You make sure they're good, right? Maybe it's by fixing things that they need done. Maybe it's by taking care of this. But that's how I assume my version of it. And I don't make that beholden to everyone else. That's how I internalize it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck to you, brother.
Thank you.
Love
your content.
Yes, sir. All right. That was a good question. Someone said, yo, but why are you only taking Europeans? It's not. I'm just doing this for the Europeans for European time. But if you're somewhere else around the world and you want to call in, you can. Though I will prioritize the Europeans today. Okay? So if you're in Dubai or whatever, that's okay. Now, on to the next person. We got my man over here.
Until this day, I think her mama knew, but let us explore. Miss Donda, you see my father, please.
All right. Yes, hello, sir.
Hi, doing all right?
Doing fantastic. So where are you from?
Scotland.
Scotland. Listen, we had the Republic of Ireland earlier. We had someone down from England, and now we got Scotland. There's only one more left. So,
Oh yes.
what is your question today?
So this is a bit of a goofy question, but then, or a disagreement, but then it became a sort of, ooh, this could be an interesting question potentially. And the question is like, the disagreement is like the whole fresh and fit thing with like, this isn't that thing, but it's like Superman's a bad character. It's like, bruh, like I disagree with that, but I get that the whole superpowers stuff is a bit cringy but there's like the whole.
What's your disagreement? What do you disagree with?
Superman's a bad character, but then
okay.
I know, but then it's sort of.
Why do you? I think your camera's shaking a lot. Can you?
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Yeah. Your camera's shaking like crazy.
Sorry, cold and hands are. But anyway, yeah. So that's the whole disagreement of like the whole nature of that character.
Hey, you're doing fine. Actually, I'm not mad about talking about Superman. If you could just put your camera down, it might be a bit better.
All right, is that better there? Hold on, I'll try and get a. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, see?
Hallelujah.
See?
There we
way
go.
easier. Way
Yeah.
easier. Okay. All right. So your question was about Superman, whether or not he's a good character, right?
Yeah, like the nature of like character writing and stuff, and then having that transfer into like the whole. Oh, his powers are whack essentially, or there's too much and stuff.
Yeah.
But then. Yeah, so that's the whole disagreement with that. I was just interested to see what your thoughts are.
I mean, I'm not
just
that
that character
because I don't think his backstory is really that interesting. I think he's an extremely overpowered person who basically has to be tempered by his desire not to hurt and kill people and his kind nature. And so it's just a very strong, overpowered person with a very kind nature who tries not to cross a boundary. Whereas I think, with Batman, his fallibility and his weakness forces him to develop technologies and to be really inventive and be really creative and be diplomatic. Whereas I think Superman's brain is not nearly as sharp. He's just really strong. So I think Batman's more interesting in that sense, and he has that desire to not fight. And I also think the Batman villains are way better than the Superman villains. So Joker gives Batman a great duality that I think Superman doesn't really get from the villains that he has to face. Lex Luthor's not a great person or interesting villain at all. And then some of the extraterrestrials that he has to face. It's just I don't know. I think Batman's make a more interesting character.
Fair dues. And to go off that with like a question, do you think that people place far too much influence of their lives? I say this, and I've got a fucking Batman poster behind me, so this is gonna be ironic as hell. But do you think people place far too much influence, like? Oh, that character who has, she's such an inspiration. Oh my God. Like, rather than placing their faith in like people who have attend to it. And how do you feel seeing that people placing too much faith in, I'm probably wording this poorly, but like fictional characters rather than real life testaments?
Characters can be very inspiring in the sense that they play to our imagination and they oftentimes are like archetypes, right? So, superheroes often play the same role that Greek mythology characters did in a way. They pass on to us a bunch of values and morals through stories and difficult things that they have to face. You learn about character traits. So I think that's how I look at them. So people being inspired by that, or people feeling like they're being shaped by the comic book characters they internalize, there's nothing wrong with it to me. I don't over romanticize it. I don't geek out like everyone else does when like a new Marvel movie comes out per se. But I can appreciate a lot of superheroes and how carefully written, and and I think that's a huge part and credit due to the creators of that. The people who created these characters put a lot of thought into their difficulties, the villains, and all that stuff, and what they represent. And so, I think there's a lot of parallels between characters from ancient stories, whether it be even like biblical and things like that, or comic characters. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. So I'm not mad at people being into that. Cool,
yeah. By the way, please do more videos with the exaggerated Scottish accent, because I mean, just to say, yeah, when English people do the accent, it's like, but they can do it better, you know. Just for that
listen,
whole.
maybe Priest can. I can't do a Scottish accent, so I'll let Priest do it. All right.
I do. So, all right. Have a good one, man.
Cheers. Yeah, it's a different question. I'm not mad at it. You know, even though he might have had the shrieks at the beginning, man, try to figure out his thoughts. And sometimes, you know, you get on camera, you get extra nervous, but he was fine. So I'm going to take 2 more and then wrap it up. All right, so who's going to be next? Yeah, you know, nerd stuff is not just nerd shit.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Oh, why is it so quiet all of a sudden? Hang on, turning you up. Hi, I'm from the UK.
All right.
So England.
We're in the UK.
England.
All right, England. Yes, ma'am. So what is your question or topic today?
So a lot of people have brought up high value men, and I watch a lot of your videos, so I've seen most of the ones you've done on it. What would be do you have any dating advice for women who don't fall under the category of the women that you typically talk about in your videos? Like,
hold on. What women do we typically talk about?
The ones who have this "I need a high value man" thing.
I mean, do we talk about gold diggers that often? Am I lost? Like, I feel like we talk about a variety of women. Do we not? Maybe I missed that. I mean, it's definitely something that's definitely out there, but I feel like
I think it's just because the topic has been brought up today that it's in my mind, and I can't think of.
Yeah.
If it's not focused on like dating in particular. So like, what would your like? 'Cause it's always like, you know, women don't do this, and it's like, well, I don't already do that, but I'm still. It's hard.
You're still struggling.
Yeah, I'm still struggling.
Yeah, dating life is a struggle.
It is. It is.
What happened to your last relationship then? You can just go there.
I haven't had one. That's
You
where
haven't
the
had
bar
one?
is. That's
You
where
know
the
what
bar
though?
is.
Hold up. You know, don't even be ashamed. Don't even think that's weird, because it's actually extremely common for people nowadays to not have had a relationship, especially for young folks. Like, you're what, 24, 23?
I am 24. No one ever guesses that right.
No, I got you. You look 24 to me. So, yeah, it's not abnormal at all. It's actually extremely common. I think it's like 40% of people around that age have never been in a relationship. So, maybe they've done the whole situationship thing, but yeah, it's pretty common. So what was the last time you almost got in a relationship?
June, actually. Yeah, June.
Okay. All right. So it hasn't been that long. That almost happened. What happened?
It was one of those where I wasn't completely attracted to him, but I really liked talking to him. So I was like, I'll give it a chance. And he grew on me. And then he was like, oh, out of nowhere, I've just decided I can't date you because you don't want to move across the world with me, even though I've known you for 2 weeks. I'm just going to cut it off here. So like, it was very like, and I was like, but I was giving you a chance and then you played me. Oh, yeah. But then before that, it was a long time, but that was because of the pandemic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, in that circumstance, when man's about to move away, you really can't do much about that. And I'm not mad at you for not jumping on that. But, you know, it's hard. I don't know how often you're going out on dates or if you're on dating apps and trying to make it work. But hey, otherwise, aside from his looks, y'all were dating. It was cool.
I mean, yeah, I really realized I was not a gold digger when I could look past the fact he had holes in his shoes. I was like, we get on so well that even my friend was like, he needs a new pair of shoes. And I was like, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. He'll get a pair when he wants one.
You look like a fully functioning person. So the thing I tell everyone is just keep going. You know, it's not supposed to come easy and not supposed to come simple, especially if you're not like on the top end, you know, in terms of like, and if you're looking for someone around, it's not, you're not going to always have instant success, even if other people have. So understand your pace is fine. You're not necessarily fucking everything up. You just need to keep dating and keep going with it. Now, if you start having the same problems and the same mistakes over and over again, like you keep dating dudes who are fuckboys, or you keep them, then you have to start reassessing what you're looking for in people. But, you know, sometimes the answer is nothing too special. Like you need some special advice. Sometimes you just need to keep going and be open-minded and be diligent. That's it. That's it. Work on yourself as a person and keep going. There's not a thing where everyone gets a boyfriend at 21 or 22. Some people take till 27. Some people take till 32.
Oh wait, I actually just remembered why I wanted to ask this in the first place. My brain does this. I can't remember which one of you was. Maybe one of you said in the video, if you haven't had a relationship, at what point does that look like a red flag? And I was like, I need the answer to that from a guy's perspective.
Yeah.
If you were talking to a woman, at what age would you be like, you've never had a relationship? That's a bit dodgy. What age is that?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask questions. If you're like 28 and you've never had a relationship, we need to have a talk.
So I got 4 years.
I mean, listen, let's be honest too. I'm sure you've had guys who wanted to be in a relationship with you and you didn't want to be in a relationship with them.
Yeah, it's always people I like have never liked me back, and people that like me, I don't like them back. It's just never matching up.
So maybe you have to have a conversation with yourself about your standards.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think I've got particularly high.
Maybe it's not money wise. Maybe there's something else that's super shallow that you got going on, sis. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know. So that's a conversation you need to have with yourself, right? You need to be self-aware enough to be like, you know what? I need to. So take a look at that. But like I said, you still got time. So just be patient with yourself, okay?
I got 4 years. That's good. I can handle that because I've got faith that in 4 years I could do it.
Yeah.
So that was my original question. Took me a while for me to remember it, but we got there. So that's all right.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Next time you meet someone and they're like, meh, just do it.
Well, I did the last time, but then it hurts even harder when they leave. It's like,
yeah, but you know what? That's part of the game. You could get hurt if you go for it. But that's the only time where you get to really try and do something. So you know what? That one time didn't work, but you're going to need to face that a few times with you. So just give it a shot. Maybe they're like that. You know, maybe their looks are not the best, but they're really cool. You enjoy spending time with them and they're present. They give you attention and they're present. Go for it. All right?
Yeah, I'll go with
that. All right. Best of luck to you. All right, cheers. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. All right. While we bring this out, you know, it's one of those things where sometimes people ask me questions. I'm like, there's no one size fits all for y'all. You know what I'm saying? These things can be complicated. If you get to 28, you not dating, you fucked up. Or maybe you grew up in a really strict family until you were 25 and were never allowed to date, and you only moved out once you finished university. There's complicated circumstances, man. But if you had 28 and you never been in a relationship, I might start to ask you some questions like, hey, what happened? What happened? What happened? Folks. All right. But you know what? Hello.
Oh shit. Hi.
All right, we got to go quick because it's gonna wrap up soon. So you got to tell me what's your question, sir?
Yeah, for sure. My bad. It's not a question. It's more of a I don't even know. I had no idea I was gonna be on here.
All right, go for
it. Thank you. Basically, yeah. I think I started watching you guys like a year ago or something, and it's been I don't know. I've kind of learned a lot from you guys in terms of like integrity and I don't know. It's just been really refreshing to have something that caters to men, especially for guys like me that didn't necessarily have a father figure. So it was basically a gratitude thing more than anything.
All right, well, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that it's doing good things for you. Keep watching, all right?
Thank you.
All right, cheers, brother. All right, well, listen. Yeah. I think that's going to be it for today. So, man, people are getting really triggered by me saying 28. I didn't get my first boyfriend until 30. Listen, I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? That's my standard. Other people don't really care. I'm going to just ask you some questions. I'm like, 28? But yeah. So, guys, be patient with yourselves. You guys got this. All right, we're going to do another one. The next one is going to be Australian edition. Okay, it's only going to be for 10 Australian fans and maybe some New Zealanders. Deuces.